Unit 2, Lesson 2, calculating the hypotenuse length of right triangles. What letter stands for the hypotenuse?
C.
Excellent. So that's the only thing that we're going to find today is the hypotenuse. The letter C in the Pythagorean theorem. And what is that Pythagorean theorem?
A squared
Equals C squared. And this is what we're going to be solving for in the equation today, is the C squared only. We're not going to try to find the legs, either the A or the B. We're going to be doing that tomorrow. Today, and what did we talk about earlier? Our answer for C is always the, so C is the hypotenuse, but it's not the shortest ones, like the legs. It is the longest side. So the hypotenuse, that is our C. The hypotenuse is always the longest side of the triangle. And since we're just solving for C today, when you're all done, if C isn't longer than your A and your B, back to the drawing board, you did something wrong. All right, let's do this one together. Use the Pythagorean theorem to find the length of the hypotenuse. If needed, round the answer to the nearest tenth. Sometimes it's just a whole number, it's perfect squares. All right, so we start out. We have our A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That's our equation or formula. Now we have 10 and 24. Which one's A, which one's B? Does it matter?
No.
No, it does not matter. So you can go 10 squared plus 24 squared. You could have went 24 squared plus 10 squared equals C squared. Now we all know what 10 squared is. What is it?
100.
It is 100. All right, so 10 squared is 100 plus, what's 24 squared? On your calculator, 24 times 24.
576.
Yes, 576. Nice job. That still equals not C, but we're still C squared. We don't have C all by itself yet. Add these together, we get 676 equals C squared still. Now what do we need to do? One last thing. We need the square root of each of these. What is the square root of C squared?
C.
No, what is the square root of just C squared?
C.
C, because that's the same as C times C. What is, this is a perfect square if I recall right. Put 676 in on your calculator, hit your radical sign, what do you get?
26.
So C equals 26. Before you go on, look up here. Does that make sense? Is that the longest side?
Yes.
So you pat yourself on your back. Job well done. All right? Next one. Now here they have this labeled X, but can we figure out if it's A, B, or C by looking at our triangle?
Yep.
Yeah, because here's our right angle. The one opposite of the right angle is your C. These would be your A's and your B's that make up your legs. So solve this all in your notes and hold up your answer on your whiteboard. All right, majority of you got all of it right. So we have 15 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. What is 15 squared?
125.
Good, that's one we had to memorize. 225 plus 8 squared?
64.
That's still equals C squared. Add these together, you should have gotten what? 289 equals C squared. And then the final is what? Square root of that. So C equals?
17.
So what kind of a square is this if we just get 17? We get a whole number. What kind of a square is 289?
Perfect.
It's a perfect square because we got a whole number. Does that make sense? Does our answer make sense? 17, is that the longest side?
Yeah.
Yep.
So then we know we did things right. The board got all off here. There we go. And the next page. All right? Next one. Same thing. Hold up your answer, and now what were the directions? Find the length of the hypotenuse C, and if necessary, round to the nearest what? What did the directions say? Tenths. The tenths is one place behind the decimal. Hold up your answer on your board when you're done. Okay, if you're still having troubles, look up here. Some people get confused because they just flip the triangle around on you, but no big deal. Here's your 90-degree angle, so you know these are your A and your B. So 2 squared plus 5 squared equals C squared. 4 squared plus 25, not squared, 4 plus 25 equals C squared. Is 29 a perfect square? No. Find the square root of each of these, and C will equal, it was like 5.39 something, right? So the directions were rounded to the nearest tenth, so it should be 5.4. And there's no label here, so if you were to label it, it would be units. If these were centimeters, you would label it centimeters. Some people want to say centimeters squared like you did. Nope, no squared there. These aren't square centimeters or units, it's just linear. How long are they? Okay, there's two parts to this one. You have to draw your triangle, label it, and then find the C. For A, both legs measure 8 centimeters long. So you're going to want to try to make a triangle that looks like they're pretty equal. Draw it, put your right angle sign in there, and label your sides, 8 and 8. This is C. So while you're working your notes, hold up your answer on your board. So we have 8 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. What is 8 squared?
64.
Good. 64 plus 64 equals C squared. And when you add the two together, you get? 128. And we need to find the square root of each. So C equals, is that a perfect square? No. When you put 128 in your calculator, hit the square root button, you'll end up getting 11.3 rounded to the nearest tenth. 11.3. Now, what do you see different about this triangle? One leg measures 6 inches. The other leg is twice as long as the other leg. What does that mean? So we know one leg is 6 inches. Oh, this one up here, letter A, what do we need to label that one? Centimeters, okay? So how long, if this one is 6 inches, how long is the other leg that's twice as long as the other leg? 12. 12? How do you get 12? Twice as long, so 6 times 2 equals 12. So we know that this side then, that you have to draw, is 12 inches. So your hypotenuse has to be greater than what in this case? Has to be greater than 12. If your answer isn't greater than 12 for your hypotenuse, you did something wrong. So figure this out. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 6 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. Hold your answer up, round it to the nearest tenth. When you get your right answer, I'll tell you it's right, and you can come up here and grab your packet. Pages 1 and 2 in the packet are due tomorrow. So 6 times 6, 36, plus 12 times 12, 144, equals C squared. Add those together, you get 180 equals C squared. And then you find the square root. C, that's supposed to be squared. C equals, and it's not a perfect square. It rounds to the nearest tenth, being 13.4. And a lot of you did an awesome job and even remembered to label it inches. 13.4 inches. So you can work on your packet, pages 1 and 2.